you can see yourself. You can see that. I can see myself in a mirror. I can see Brandy in a mirror. I can see Brandy in a social mirror. I can see Brandy in a mirror on a wall. And when you cannot see that, when you can only see you on the inside and you cannot see it in any of those mirrors that you have to look in, it hurts. It is brutal sometimes. What does a social mirror have to do with gender dysphoria? What's gender dysphoria have to do with the mirror on my wall? Good question. Hello, hello, and thank you for joining me. This is a trans moment with Brandi Beckett. Today, we are going to talk about what it looks like for a transgender person to look into the social mirror and also to their physical mirror on their wall. And what does it mean? And let's talk about gender identity, gender expression, and gender performance, and how all of those concepts reflect back to us through our social mirror and through the mirror on our walls. So, what is a social mirror? And what's the difference between a social mirror and the mirror on the wall? Social mirror is the way we see ourselves through the lens of society around us. So the way our expression gets reflected back to us, that's what we're seeing in a social mirror. So being trans and looking into social mirrors and mirrors flat on the wall, both can be painful, very painful if you're experiencing gender dysphoria. So, what does a social mirror have to do with gender dysphoria? What's gender dysphoria have to do with the mirror on my wall? Good question. Gender dysphoria is a misalignment with your gender identity and your gender expression. So think about this. Your gender identity comes from within you, and only from within you. The only source for your gender identity is the source within you. My gender identity comes from within me. Your gender identity comes from within you. And the only way that you can share that or express it, so to speak, is to pull it from inward to outward and to reflect and see what that expression looks like. We generally look in two different mirrors. We like to look into a mirror on our wall, just look in our mirror and we look at our physical thing and we try to align that with our inner image of ourselves. That's never gonna align. I'll tell you right now, no matter who you are. That mirror on the wall will never be exactly the way you see yourself on the inside, regardless of who you are. Never going to reach that. You can get close, but you're never going to get inside. And the other mirror that we look at is our social mirror. When we look out into society and society looks back to us, reflects back to us what we're putting out there. That social mirror, it's a very powerful mirror as well. And you're never going to get precisely how you see yourself in that social mirror as well. But the goal is to get both of those mirrors as close as you can to your identity, your inner self. When we look into either one of those mirrors, we want to see something close to what we see when we close our eyes and imagine us. Imagine yourself. I close my eyes and I imagine myself. And I open my eyes and I look at the mirror on the wall. I want to see something kind of close. And when that mirror is not nearly aligned with my alignment, either one of those, it causes this dysphoria, this this frustration, this pain, this this hurt, because it's not what you want to see. When you're looking out and they're not aligned, it hurts. When they're not close to each other, it hurts. Right now for me, my alignment's pretty good, pretty decent. I look in a social mirror, I flip back, that's Brandi Beckett. Not exactly how I see myself, but pretty close. I look in a mirror on a wall, I'm like, yeah, not bad for an older lady. You're not exactly as beautiful as you see yourself in your head, but you can see yourself. You can see that. I can see myself in a mirror. I can see Brandi in a mirror. I can see Brandi in a social mirror. I can see Brandi in a mirror on a wall. And when you cannot see that, when you can only see you on the inside and you cannot see it in any of those mirrors that you have to look in, it hurts. It is brutal sometimes. And that mirror bending back on you harshly can warp that image how you see your inside as well. So it's not good. It's not good to have such dysphoria, such a misalignment with your expression and your identity. So yeah, gender dysphoria, a misalignment with your gender identity and your gender expression. And also not having the ability to perform your gender identity. Because you perform it with society and you perform it with yourself. Your gender performance is how you interact with society and also how you interact with your own gender identity. Yeah, so performance is play with the mirrors, your reflection with the mirrors. That is your gender performance. Expression is how you pull your identity from inward to outward, and what does that look like? That is your expression. And your identity, that's within you. And you're the only one who has access to it. That is you. You alone. Well, that has been a trans moment, and I am Brandi Beckett. I am going to leave you, as I always do, with this message. Love yourself, but more importantly, like yourself, and treat people the way they want to be treated. Bye-bye for now.